Okay, folks. So today we are doing a deep dive into Swinburne University of Technology.
Yeah, Swinburne.
What's it really like to work there?
Right.
That's the question. And we've got like all this material to go through.
Hmm.
We've got stuff from their website. We've got some insights from employees and all that.
Yeah, it looks like they've given us a lot to work with.
Yeah, so hopefully by the end of this, we'll all have a really clear picture of what the work culture is like at Swinburne. What they offer their employees.
A good cheat sheet for anyone who might be thinking of
Yeah,
applying for a job there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So where should we start? I
yeah,
mean,
where should we start?
what's kind of jumping out at you?
Well, I mean, first thing is like, what kind of place? I.S. Swinburne, you know?
Yeah. What is Swin?
They say they're a multi-sector university,
Right.
which I guess sounds impressive, but like, what does that even mean?
Right. Well, it means that they offer higher education, vocational education, and then also pathways between the two. So that tells us that they value diverse learning journeys and are connected to various industry needs.
Yep.
So you might find yourself working with colleagues from very different backgrounds or on projects that kind of bridge the gap between academia and practical application.
Interesting. So not just, professors in ivory towers.
Exactly. And what's really interesting too is it emphasizes a lot of different areas like science, technology, business law, design innovation.
Yeah, lots of potential career paths there.
Right. And beyond academia too, they even mention things like marketing, IT, and finance.
Okay, so it's a pretty big organization then.
Yeah, it seems like it. And then also, they mention that they are focused on creating economic and social impact through their work, which
So
is a very interesting aspect to me.
yeah, so it's not just research for its own sake. It's about actually having a real world impact.
Exactly. And I'm interested to see how they kind of put that into practice,
Yeah.
but that's something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, for sure. Now, one thing that really jumped out at me was their commitment to diversity and inclusion. They're very upfront about it.
Yes, very explicitly stating their commitment to equity and diversity,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of, race, religion, ability, sexuality, or gender.
Yeah, and it's not just lip service either. They have concrete initiatives in place, like their disability confident recruitment team.
Right.
I was curious, like, how does that work in practice?
Well, based on the materials, it seems like they provide resources and guidance to applicants with disabilities throughout the hiring process.
Okay,
So that could be things like accessible application forms, interview adjustments, and then ongoing support once they're hired.
that's really great to see.
Yeah.
And they also highlight their commitment to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander employment, which is so important in the Australian context.
Right. It shows they're trying to create a workforce that really reflects the community they serve.
Exactly. And speaking of community, we have this quote here from John Hopkins, a business lecturer at Swinburne, who actually praises Swinburne's preparedness for online learning.
Oh, yeah.
He says that they were one of the best prepared universities to do good things with online learning,
Really?
which I thought was interesting because it shows that they're adaptable, you know,
Yeah.
and they're willing to kind of embrace new ways of doing things.
Right. And that kind of forward-thinking approach is
Yeah.
definitely appealing.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about work-life balance. What kind of perks does Swinburne offer its employees? Because that's a big factor for a lot of people these days.
Yeah, absolutely. And they actually emphasize flexible work arrangements in the materials.
Oh,
So that could include options for remote work, flexible hours, or compressed work weeks.
oh, that's great.
So it seems like they really understand that employees need to balance their work with their personal lives.
Which is so crucial, especially now.
Yeah.
I also see they mentioned staff discounts and opportunities for career development.
Yes, the career development is a big plus, I think.
Mhm.
It suggests that they're invested in their employees' growth. They want to give people chances to learn new skills and advance their careers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I noticed the materials also talk about hearing directly from current staff about their experiences. While we don't have specific quotes, I think that's a positive sign in itself.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. It shows transparency, like they're confident in their workplace culture enough to let potential candidates hear directly from people who work there.
Right. They're not afraid to let their employees speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap up here, what stood out to you the most about working at Swinburne? What was the most interesting thing you learned?
I think their commitment to combining intellectual pursuits with real-world impact is really what stood out to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about studying and researching, it's about using that knowledge to make a real difference.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very powerful mission. And
Yeah.
for anyone listening who's now like, hey, Swinburne sounds like a great place to work, you can find all their job openings on academicjobs.com.
Oh, perfect.
So check it out.
Yeah, go see what they have to offer.
Happy job hunting, everyone.
Good luck.
All right, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, this was great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And we'll see you all next time for another deep dive.
Bye.
Bye.